Hello, and welcome to this space. My intention is to create and share high vibrational energy that pours into all areas of our lives. I'm Bianca Lynn, and we are continuing our series on the 7 stages of spiritual alchemy. In the last episode, we talked about the purification, which is cleansing yourself of what no longer serves you. And today we are going over the 4th stage, which is the dissolution. The dissolution is one of the most profound and challenging stages of alchemy. It's where the ego begins to dissolve and everything you thought you knew about yourself is called into question. This can be a disorienting process, but it is necessary for deep spiritual transformation. Ego deaths are scary, and they are scary because it feels like you are losing control, but in reality, you are gaining freedom. You're shedding the false identities and societal expectations that have shaped who you think that you are. This stage often feels like a breakdown, but in spiritual terms, it's a breakthrough. It's a destruction of the old self, the one that was rooted in fear, insecurity, and separation from the divine. One of the key aspects of the dissolution is surrender. You must surrender your need for control and allow the process of transformation to unfold. This can feel like a death of sorts, the death of your old self, but within that death comes rebirth. In this stage, it may feel like the ground beneath you is crumbling. This is natural because everything that was built on shaky foundations is being dismantled. The ego fights to stay in control, but the more that you let go, the more aligned you become with your true nature. While the dissolution can feel like chaos, it's actually a gift. As the ego dissolves, you begin to see life from a higher perspective. You realize that your worth isn't tied to external achievements or other people's opinions of you. You realize that you are a spiritual being having a human experience, and this awareness allows you to live from a place of inner peace and authenticity. I have been undergoing an ego death, I feel like every day, ever since I lost my job June 5th, 2023. Between applying to jobs and getting rejection emails, hardly getting on any kind of interviews, between putting out content consistently every single week and maybe getting 100 new followers, between putting myself out there, asking people to take meetings with me and being ghosted, just looking at my life, getting ready to turn 35 years old and thinking about the path that I thought that I was on. There's so much of an ego death. And every time I surrender, I realize that there's more to surrender. The control of needing to make the right choices. Why haven't you been making the right choices? And the responsibility, so much responsibility I feel over myself. Of course, I have to be responsible for myself, but to contribute to society. I love to work hard and I want to be acknowledged for that. I want people to think about me and feel like, wow, she was so impactful, that legacy. She was inspiring. And I want to do it by showing kindness and positivity and authenticity and being raw. But when I see within my life's experience in this past year, none of that has really mattered. What mattered was finding joy with connecting with God and peace and trusting and really surrendering, and that I am going to be okay, that my head will be above water. And I've been stressed. I've been getting bouts of eczema. My skin is reacting. And I don't want that to happen. I know that the body keeps the score, and those are some reminders of me to continue to surrender and wondering, oh man, am I doing this right? How much longer, Lord? How much longer? Something must be wrong. But then I say, you know what? Navigating this dissolution stage, what is helpful to me is to practice acceptance. Practicing acceptance. Accept that this is all part of my journey and trust that on the other side of this dissolution, this phase of my life is a truer, freer version of myself. And that makes me so excited. Some of the things that stress me out in particular with this ego death of who I am in society, in my career. A lot of the anxieties that I was feeling in terms of my performance and likability and all of that, I haven't felt that in a long, long time. So I definitely relate to on the other side of this ego death and just detaching and letting go. I do feel freer. I do feel more aligned with myself and what I really want to do. So take a moment to reflect. Are there parts of your life where the ego is still holding on? What fears or insecurities are keeping you from fully surrendering to the flow of your life? Consider how you can begin to release control and trust in the unfolding of your spiritual path. I want to thank you for joining me today as we journey through the dissolution. In our next episode, we'll explore the conjunction, which is the stage where the inner and outer worlds begin to merge and balance is restored in our lives. Until then, keep letting go and trust that you're exactly where you need to be. Talk to you next time.